football game yesterday, and there was a
pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We left in the 5th or something, as did everybody else. But we were sitting on the hill.
Yeah.
And this girl behind me was like, "Wait, so what are you drinking?" And the other girl was like, "A tequila soda." And then, in unison, 3 girls just started singing Cocaine Coke. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, and I just turned around and I was like, "Hell yeah!" I rocks.
Anything my finest hour.
Yeah.
We definitely hear that one a bunch. That's crazy, though, dude.
I know, it was so.
Anyways. All right. All right, everybody, welcome back to the James on the Rocks podcast. I forgot to say, let's knock into this. Fuck it, we're just gonna skip it, fellas. Hall pass, how we doing, fellas? You guys been good?
We're doing good.
Doing great.
Good to see you all. Let's run through right quick. You guys have been busy, been very busy, right? Oscillate EP, is that how you say it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that's a cool title, by the way. Very
Thank you.
dope. We're gonna get into that.
Thank you.
Tell the camera right quick though, just to get us going. You guys' name, occupation in the band, maybe age if you'd like.
Cool.
You wanna start down here on the end?
Sure. I'm Josh. I play rhythm guitar and sing, and I am 22.
Nice.
I'm Gideon Johnston. I play the drums. I'm 20.
My name is Daniel, and I play guitar. I'm 22.
Hell yeah, do you sing at all?
I do not.
So you're the only singer now.
Mhm.
Interesting. Has that been hard for you? Because I guess there's some harmonies on a lot of this, right?
The main thing is just losing my voice sometimes.
Yeah, which
But
happens.
Sam is playing bass with us now,
Yeah,
and
Sam
so
Smith,
she's
yeah.
doing some vocals.
Yeah, I was very happy to see her in the band because Sam's great. You know, Sam's awesome. She's been on the show a bunch too. Okay, let's back up. Let me get the pre-story first. I have a certain way I want to lead into this. You know,
Yeah.
you know how I do. You know, Let me cook. Let me cook. But thank y'all for tuning back into the show. Any yada yada, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hall pass. I think it's episode 119. I think. All right, so the band started 2022, 2023.
I
It's
guess.
pretty
Yeah.
recent, right?
First music was out in February or April of 23,
Okay.
but we started in 22.
Yeah,
I
summer
guess.
of 22, kind of,
And what was the plan like on this? What was the plot line? I was like, oh, you got some buddies want to make some tunes with? Was it just you 3 guys and
Dude.
Wim, or what was the whole plan there?
Yeah, it was kind of all of us, and Josh and I started jamming a couple of years ago, like when I first moved to Athens,
Yeah.
and then found Daniel because I'd played gigs with him back in high school or something, and then we started just jamming at my house, and then Wim kind of started coming over and getting in on the action. But I specifically remember a day where Josh looked at me and he was like, "Dude, I'm just tired of not having music out. Like, I'm ready to
Yes.
not be the only person in Athens that doesn't have a record or something."
Yeah,
And so
well
I think
said.
that's kind of how it began. Is he was just we were all just tired of having these cool songs and not having released them.
And when you guys are jamming, is it like you guys playing covers and stuff, or you guys just actually hashing out originals and just having them not out? Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, we had 4 original
Yeah.
songs that we had just kind of played through every time we practiced together, and then for the first show it was a bunch of covers, and then it was original song number 1, original number 2,
Yeah.
not even no title, no nothing.
names?
We got to the show and had never heard Josh actually sing because I don't have a PA at my house.
Oh,
And
so
we
you
would just practice just the instruments, and so that's
They
kind
were
of
taking a chance on me. They didn't even know.
It was good
Well,
practice.
It ended up
though.
going well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we play
Yeah.
real well together.
If you know the
Yeah.
songs without hearing the words, you know them. You know, what I
Oh,
mean? You
yeah.
know those arrangements.
Yeah, number 2, number 3.
Yeah. Well, did those songs end up becoming main and this sort of stuff, or was it other stuff?
We did Violet and Color Screens were the first 2 we
Okay.
wrote, and those were the only 2 that we had written. Our first show is November of
Okay.
2022,
Yeah.
and that was when we were just kind of makeshift type of
Yeah.
band, and we wrote Color Screens and Violet with Wim, but right before that show, and then wrote Roma over Christmas break,
Okay.
and then Maine kind of started, but we pretty much wrote Maine in the studio.
Yeah. At Tweed. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you guys are getting stuff together, and it was just you wanted the songs out more than you wanted to play shows, or was it kind of equal?
It was just anything. It
Yeah.
kind of happened. We did that show in November, and Andrew Ratcliffe heard us rehearsing, and so we had no plan to record music.
Yeah.
And he was he gave us a week, a couple months later, and
Next
so we
week?
took those songs. Yeah,
That's hype. I mean, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been in a bunch of bands before this, right? You 2 have, but have you been in a band before this? Never. Okay.
I played a little cover band for
Yeah.
a gig with Mallow and
Okay.
Tony
Interesting.
and some of them.
Played guitar with Vinny Messino, like
Vinny
a
Messino.
couple times if you know that guy.
No, I don't.
He's just like a homie.
So you've just been around playing a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't really know you were playing that much until, you started putting
I
something
really
out. I was
wasn't.
Like, oh, shit. Like, he's in a band. Okay, cool. And what bands have you been in? Am I mistaken that you've been in a couple, right?
Yeah, I've been a couple throughout my life, but when I moved
Yeah.
to Athens, I was in a band called 6 Past 7.
That's right,
Just
that's
playing
right.
with different people in Athens, but
Yeah.
some people like Jack D from Fun Room were
Okay,
in
yeah.
6 Past 7, and that kind of came
Yeah.
up out of nowhere, and we
Because
just
I'd already known you in the song. I already knew you two in the song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew all of you, but I was like, oh, that didn't surprise me. It surprised me that you were playing and singing stuff, which is really cool. And that's interesting. So you guys all started together, started playing. Was there like a specific direction? Because you guys came out of the gate really, really strong, which is impressive, by the way. It seemed like
Thanks.
I don't know if that was you being in other bands or like somebody. It seemed like you guys had a good plan, is what I mean. Like the first songs are like really fucking good.
We didn't have that much of a plan.
No plan.
Kind
We
of
were just having fun.
Yeah, it happened at Tweed,
Yeah.
like with Tommy Troutwine, like
Yeah.
kind of taking direction, and
Okay.
he helped write a lot of, or kind of just like push the direction of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we had makeshift, whatever. But like me and Wim upstairs, like battling over lyrics, just like trying to write the words to Maine like 2
Yeah.
hours before Josh got in the studio to sing it. Like we
Love
didn't,
it.
we had no like direction other than like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a cool riff, like that's sick.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how it works. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I think it's good that you guys have somebody like Tommy on. I think that's like the crucial because your first release is the one that
Yeah.
everybody really fucking looks at. Like I don't know, Astronaut Kids or insert your band.
Yeah.
Like their first songs. What's the fucking first Underground Springhouse song? Joy Felt or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that can be your
yeah.
seminal song. And which one would have been you guys first again? Would it have been which one came out first? Was it Violet?
We put out
it was
Maine
Maine.
first.
Maine
Yeah.
was first.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
okay. so
makes
I'm mistaken
sense
on that.
because that's
kind of
you know,
seminal song,
Yeah.
right now at least,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Interesting. So that was kind of when did that come out?
April 28th,
April 28th?
2023.
2023. And what was the release like on that? I remember it making a pretty big splash. It went over pretty well, right?
Yeah, TikTok kind of helped
Yeah, you
push
guys were
it. Had
killing
some
it on
stuff
there for a
Yeah.
while,
on
right?
there.
This
Yeah.
guy right here, man. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
you
you-
running it.
Yeah.
I mean, you may as well try and put it out there in people's faces.
Yeah.
But we
I
did,
like the one
it
video
went
was
well.
like, "Who's the drummer in this band?" I think that was one of
That
the
was
best
that.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the.
That was huge.
Yeah.
We lied.
that first
and
video,
We
yeah.
made like a TikTok and it was like the bassist is, our bassist is like trying to play the drums and it was just a video of me playing and everyone in the like. There's hundreds of comments. It's like that's not the bassist. Like the bassist got fired today and it's just like these people are gullible, man. Like
Yeah, the
It
TikTok.
had,
Wait.
like, last time I looked, it had like 2 million or something.
Yeah,
shit,
like,
right?
it-
That's crazy, bro.
it was cool, but we haven't been able to do that again. So,
Yeah.
but like we've been making, the effort to put it out and
Yeah.
like people are like, come to our city, and then we go there and people show up. It's
Dude,
like,
that's hype, man. That's
Pretty direct,
grassroots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, how many like that's kind of what I was going to ask. It's like, all right, 2 million people see little videos like this, and you guys have a couple that have done really that well, right? Or at least ballpark like shit ton of likes. How many of those people actually come out and see you in other towns? It's been pretty cool to see some of them, or like even in Athens, like,
Yeah.
I'd say a good bit
Yeah.
say that they found us through TikTok.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went to Snug Harbor and
how was that?
Charlotte. It was awesome. We showed up. The first two bands were a little bit older and they were super cool, but
Yeah.
like they were like 120 something
go.
like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
that's great for that.
people just kept coming in and they
Yeah.
stayed for like pretty much the whole show. And it was a later show, but
Yeah.
like shout out Snug because
Yeah.
those people are so nice.
Yeah, it's like a cool like little scene spot over
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like I don't know, like a like Amos is like college or like
Yeah.
covery. You know what I mean? But like I hear Snug Harbor's like cool, like
Yeah.
cooler bands.
It is.
That's very sick. So you guys start playing, and it seemed like at the start the plan was just put out as much music as we can, right? Before you even started playing a ton. Like you're doing Athens, but like
Yeah.
it wasn't like all right, let's go out and play a bunch and then put music out, which is kind of like opposite. I feel like a lot of bands around here just start playing and they're like, oh fuck it, maybe we'll put some songs out, and then they don't get great producer and all that kind of stuff. It ends up being like a whole thing. You guys are very fortunate enough to have your first songs like be really. I don't know how many streams does Maine have now? A lot, right?
We just hit 500. 500.
Yeah,
Oh,
getting up
that's
there.
lit. That's
Yeah.
awesome,
It's
bro.
so
cool.
That's so
Yeah.
hype. All right, so now that you've kind of done that, you've said 10 songs out. I know we talked about touring some. You guys are planning on touring a little more. Is that the goal, or is it hard to weave that web? You're doing your thing. Everybody's got their own
Yeah.
things going
Yeah.
on. Don't you live in Atlanta now? Am I
Yeah.
mistaken?
Yeah.
Has that been kind of tough to deal with, or easy, or what?
I mean, we haven't had too much to really handle, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing a tour, but it's not like we're on the road all the time. And
Yeah.
Weekend runs,
Yeah, I mean,
we did
that's just how it
those too.
starts.
We have one more out of state show. Nashville did not. It ended up not working out.
Yeah.
So that'll just kind of be like, let's find a weekend that we can all go to Nashville and
have some
figure it
fun.
out. Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, another thing that's crazy, you guys have done a great job with like getting opening slots. You guys' opening slot resume is fucking bad.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, everybody. Right? Your opening resume is stout.
Yeah.
I think the coolest one is the Quarters of Change one, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they've gone from like, I didn't know them back when you guys opened for them, and now they're like fucking.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah.
Right? Did you guys know them very well back then, or like?
No.
What did the theater hit you up about that, or do you guys hit them up, or what?
I hit them up, and it was kind of the same thing as a lot of the shows. I hit people up like really early, and they kind of turn us down.
Yeah.
And then like 2 months out, they hit us up again, and we're like, hey, we actually need an opener for this.
Dude, let's go.
And
I didn't know
it
being
worked
6 show. Would that have been the first theater show? It
it was
right?
actually with Fiction was our first theater show.
Okay.
It was like 2 months before.
Yeah. How did that go over?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time we've been there, it's just been
And
awesome.
at the time, you've only got a couple songs out. You guys playing mostly unreleased, or how's that work?
Yeah, I think we had a couple unreleased. We've had Oh Honey, which that came out on like the Oscillate EP. But
I like that one. It's got the little tempo change.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Does
it's-
it slow down or speed up?
it speeds up and slows back down into
That's
that
right.
groove or whatever.
verses are
Yeah.
slow.
I wrote that down. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Dude, hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
of course.
But yeah, I mean that we had been sitting on that one for like a minute.
Really?
Yeah, and then everything. I don't even know how we wrote up the rest of the songs. A lot of it was riffs. I remember record player was written because Daniel had his like Schecter guitar like in the studio or some, or like we were just like messing around with it, and he was playing some weird like emo. I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to, take it a little bit heavier,
Okay.
heavier type of song.
Yeah.
I remember being at Gid's house and just like trying out new things, getting, more experimental than what we've done in the past with like Hall Pass, but a very like guitar driven song
Yeah.
at the time.
Well, was there a big conversation at the start where you guys were like, all right, we're going to make this kind of music? It sounds like already you said that you guys didn't have much of a plan, but like, was there like, all right, we're going to go into this thing and do it like this? Because all the songs sound pretty like, there's a lineage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The EP's different. That we had more of a plan, but it was all the songs are still really different.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just kind of whatever comes up, we run with it. I mean, we all have very different interest in playing styles, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of songs you can really tell where people like Dan had a big plan on what he wanted for guitar, and Gideon had his ideas for the drums and synth stuff.
Yeah.
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 At the end of the day, it's like, even though everything sounds vastly different, the question that gets asked is like, what would Flip Turn do?
Yeah.
Like in this moment, like where would they take this song? And that's like,
Wherever.
like I remember we've just been referencing that band for
Yeah.
forever, dude. Like
Yeah.
big fans.
I definitely think of you guys in the same kind of category as like, I don't know. I just think of you guys obviously played together, know each other, all that kind of stuff. When I think of them, I think of y'all and Hotel Fiction stuff. But like, there's that thing that's going on that's kind of like them, you guys, like Quarters of Change, like stuff like that. That's like really happening. It's got like the guitar thing going on. You know, talking about the kind of I guess maybe not so much Flip Turn. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, there's a certain thing that's happening that you guys are doing like really well and like at a really well time, which is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Have you seen a lot of that kind of stuff? Like people just being into you guys, like just opening for Quarters of Change and Flip Turn. It's like, oh shit, you guys are like just kind of like what I like. This is like similar to that in a different way. More Athens, Georgia way, I guess. But like, you know what I mean? Has that been kind of good for the band to like be opening for these bands that are happening? You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So how did the Quarters of Change show go? You've only got, what, 3 songs out at this point? Maybe less.
We had the EP and Who We Are. We put Who We Are out right before
Yeah.
that. So that was like the only single that's been a true single that we've done.
Okay. I like that. I
so
wrote that
5.
was my favorite one. That one kind of rocks a bit, right? That one, you guys get
I
down
love
on
it.
Yeah.
That
That was
guy's
the
a cool
last one we
song.
did with Wim.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was the first time that we all really went in and didn't have an idea at all of what the song was going to be. I mean, we kind of had an idea of how the songs were going to ending up sounding, whatever that, when we went to Tweed. But that one, we went in and it was a soft acoustic song that I thought was going to be a really soft, like intimate song I was going to do.
Okay.
And then the night before, Gideon was practicing piano over it, so it was going to be acoustics and pianos. And then we went to Tommy's house, and
that's the only song.
Not the
that
same
changed
song.
everything.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Daniel his guitar was screaming, and we couldn't
Tommy.
stop once we started getting loud.
It's kind of ethereal too, though. You know what I mean? It's got like a lot of like ooze and stuff on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like. It's very cool. That's my favorite one. That one's catchy. Do you guys? I could see that one working well live without people knowing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you could play that one and people would just be like, "Oh, this is cool." You know.
Yeah.
It's like,
We right now that's like our only opener.
Really?
And
Okay.
so it kind of like we were talking about what can we open with, and it's like that is really the only viable option, and it's like it kind of sucks because it is a good song and we could throw that in the middle of the set and it'd be a banger.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, people are still walking into the room when we started off with that, and it's like easy to, you know, people are still getting their drinks and everything. It's like no one's really paying attention to it.
They still don't know what they think of you yet.
Right,
That's
yeah,
why
but we got to open
Yeah.
up like that.
Yeah,
know,
you got to
just
hit them hard, right?
yeah.
It's tough to
Yeah.
write a good opener, man. That's a different art to that too. And opening a show correctly, you know,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. I kind of think of them like you're talking about. It's kind of a waste sometimes because it's like, damn, this is a great song, but nobody's really gonna get it because it's song one. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, they might sometimes they do, but you know what I mean. Like they're not gonna get as much as they get song 6. You know what I mean? That's interesting though. You guys open with that's really cool. And I do like the guitar work in it, man.
Oh,
Like, did
thank
you
you.
layer a
Thank
bunch
you.
of stuff? It sounds like a couple things are going on, right?
Yeah,
Tell
me
a
and
little more
Josh.
about it.
Yeah, me and Josh actually both layered some stuff.
Yeah.
I did, you know, like the lead stuff and the very like floaty atmospheric type stuff, and then there's
Very
you know
ethereal. I like
the
that.
very heavy parts where it's just you know syncopated with the drums a little bit, and just you know hard driven at the end. But there was definitely some layers to it, and
Okay.
using a lot of different pedal work as well.
Yeah.
Just
A lot.
experimenting because
Okay.
Tommy had some
that
crazy
whole day
ideas.
we just kind of did whatever. So
When Tommy gets to cooking, it's real interesting, man.
Yeah.
You can pull some interesting things out of that guy.
That was the first day Daniel just blew my mind. We did a lot of the EP.
was
Wim
the
was on
first
guitar for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
first EP.
Okay.
So that was the first song where it was like, Daniel, you are full go. Guitar is you.
This is you.
that was a fun. That was a
I
fun day.
mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
It was a
and
great
also
day.
to mention like Who We Are is the first and only song so far that we've like recorded at Tommy's house, like
Okay.
in Wabaz.
yeah.
Um,
I thought you'd done
and-
everything in Tweet. I didn't know that.
no, yeah, and like it sounds different. Like if you
Yeah.
listen to the rest of our stuff, it's all live tracked. It's all very loose. It's very lax. And we went in with Who We Are, and like I'm telling you, Tommy just like point like led us to the Holy Land, like for finding that, you know, for what we wanted it to be, and like that song would not have happened without him being like the one, you know, producing it and really making it what it is. And
Now that you say
It's-
that kind of makes like so much. Like I could hear it now that you say it. And I
yeah,
know it's
it's
easy
the
to
only
say,
song.
but it's
Like I think it's maybe the only song we've ever done to a click.
oh,
you know?
interesting. You guys usually do them that
that's
live,
true.
no click
Yeah,
at all?
Everything. I
Yeah,
can't
no.
play to
He-
a click at all.
You don't
like
I'm a
it?
disaster.
Yeah, he's not that
I'm
good
just
at
so
it.
used to doing
I'm getting
live
used to it.
stuff.
Without-
We've always just
Yeah.
done stuff live in
Yeah.
his living room when we were doing
Yeah.
demos, and
And
I
we
never
need that. We
learned.
need that free flow, like the tempo
Yeah.
changes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
some
very
pulls and
different.
push and pulls on what was the one we were talking about? Oh, honey, like stuff like that. You can't
Yeah.
really do that to a click without
Yeah.
programming a lot of click shit, you know. And then you just back to square one. You might as well have just done it without it, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting though, man. Okay, so you're doing them all together live. I love that, by the way. I didn't know that. And is it like, do you kind of like that better or worse? It's really a you thing, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
At the end of
it,
the day, you can't like punch in your little, you know, bars
yeah,
or whatever.
honestly,
you know,
it
right?
does. It does kind of annoy me a little bit, but it's not. It's not an annoyance that's
Yeah.
worth like battling over, because I know that like the songs that we make are different and like
Yeah.
very original to us, and I think that's the whole thing, is that because we're able to play together like in that free flow state, it
Makes it
does
very
make
real.
it makes it
Yeah.
a little harder for like me and my like my producer brain, and being
Yeah.
like, oh, I wish I could punch in, or I wish that we could go in and just like, you know, comp things and edit
Yeah.
it and like tighten it together, but that kind of defeats the purpose of like what we've created.
Doing it
So,
together.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's cool though. I think I like. I too battle with it, you know, because it's like you want to catch the moment, kind of, but it's like when you're doing it to click, you're recreating the moment. You know what I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
So like you're like not performing in a weird way,
Right.
but it's you know how it is. You got to just pick.
Wild, dude.
They all sound good, and I wouldn't have known that if you'd have told me which ones of these two would click. I wouldn't have known, or I probably could have listened really hard.
Yeah.
Given you-
Yeah.
That being said, in advance, I didn't think
Right,
about
yeah.
it.
Just
But now
first
that you
listen.
say it, Who We Are, Tommy did a lot on that. Honestly, some of you guys' stuff, like especially vocally, is kind of jestery. Kind of reminds me of Tommy sometimes.
That
You
was
ever
what
get that?
that's what got me into music.
Me too,
was in
kinda,
high
man.
school I was sending Tommy demos of me like yo, I just learned your song.
Yeah.
I think my voice was very, very similar to him for a long time.
Like slur your words in the same kind of, you know what I mean? Not slur, but like the tongue rolls in a similar way. Especially I wrote one of them down. Let's see which one it was. End of Violet reminds me of Jester. That's what I wrote, quote unquote. Which is a compliment, by the way.
That one's very like emo-y too. And I know Tommy did a lot of that style of music.
Yeah, which is great because your voice is distinctive. It sounds good, man. I just thought that was worth noting. Now you say it, like, kind of makes sense that Tommy was on the reins of some of these. Yeah. And how many of them have been Andrew and like Nate and those cats? And how many of them have been Tommy? Tommy's only been on a couple of them, right? Like recording?
Yeah, he was in the studio. He was in Tweed with us for the first EP. Okay. And then we did Who We Are at his place just with him. And Ratcliffe was a part of it, at the first.
Tommy was like the engineer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Ratcliffe kind of came in. And then the Oscillate we did at Tweed with Kayla Dover.
I'm not familiar. Is she a student that graduated?
She graduated a while back. And she's working there full time.
Yeah, she's badass.
You guys have kind of been like the Tweed, like, I don't know, it's like an example of what Tweed can do, because I don't think there's a ton of, there's music coming out of there, obviously, but there's not a ton of, like, every band in the world doesn't know about it quite yet, you know what I mean? Or, like, bands that are coming to town are just swinging through Tweed like they would Chase Park or something, Yeah. But it's been really interesting to see you guys put out music pretty much entirely made there, except for the Tommy one, of course. That's been really high quality and really good, and those guys are all cool to work with. And how important has it been for you guys, like them giving you the week at the start, that kind of stuff? Has that been huge, having a safe space, right?
Main thing was money. Like, I remember when we first started, a lot of like figuring out how the band works is how does stuff get paid for, and so I don't know. Yeah, it was really big for Andrew to take a chance on us and give us like a week to be like, I want to kind of donate you some space. And we would have never gotten started without any of that. We didn't have like the money for it.
He believed in us, and we like took that and like took it with appreciation. But it's like, you give us studio time, like we're gonna write some good songs, like
bring the brand,
make it worth it, and.
That's cool because it could have changed everything. Like imagine if you were working $600 for 7 days. It's like the songs might have not came out as good. Like you might have cut corners.
It would have been recorded by me, and it would have sounded awful. Yeah, because that was the other direction. It's like, okay, well, like I can do it, or we can find just shell out the money.
Yeah, interesting. I like it over there, dude. I've never worked in I guess it's A and B room. I've always worked in whichever one's like to the right when you're walking in the back. I'm talking about the main tracking room, right? Is the other one just a mixing room? I've never been over there.
I think it's another tracking room. Daniel, have you been over there?
I haven't.
You guys have done all the other rooms.
I think Wim did some of his in that other room.
Yeah, I think there's 3 tracking rooms, and then Vandenberg has his like mixing room or something like that.
They're building out that whole loose room now to I think be a live studio.
Really?
Yeah, it's not going to be a
interesting. So like a big live band. That's going to be a huge room, right?
Yeah.
That's massive. Interesting. Okay, good to hear. I love it over there. I'm supposed to be in there tomorrow with Caleb Hype. Do you guys know Caleb? Caleb's a good cat. He plays with Florence Cardigan. Really
cool.
Good dude.
Oh yeah, he helps record our song Torpedo.
That's right.
So,
he was talking about this one. I like this one. I think the cover art on this one's really cool. By the way,
shout out to John Volney.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he did all Wim's cover art too. So
really,
if you need an artist out there, hit him up.
An IG handle. I'll try to find it and tag it.
I don't know what it is, but I tagged him.
That's cool, man. Okay, so tell me about Torpedo. This is not on the EP, right? It's not on the Oscillate EP.
It is.
It is on the Oscillate EP. Okay.
It was the 3rd single, and that one kind of started with me and Dan doing guitar stuff.
Okay. Just like jamming together, had those 2 lead lines going or something? Or?
Yeah, it was a very different song at first, I'd say. It was initially kind of like a Backseat Lovers-esque, Kill Me Girl style song, and then I think Josh kind of redid it a little bit and kind of turned a little more flip turn style, but it definitely changed a lot, and I'm very happy with how it is now.
Yeah. Was it tough to write lyrically or any of that stuff, or what was the influence for that?
Not that much. We kind of went the direction with water type of metaphors for stuff, like with the torpedo, and that made it. That was kind of the first time that I wanted to take a song and like, there's other meaning to it, but writing is just going off of torpedo, and it's like, how can this stuff make sense, like diving deep into the ocean, all this kind of stuff.
Interesting. And I think it's cool that you're talking about writing it from that kind of way. Do you usually write from title to like lyric, or is it usually
not really? We did some on this. Record Player and Torpedo were the 2 that were kind of written off of the title and an idea of those 2 songs have a kind of the main theme of like Oscillate too, with spinning and Torpedo, stuff like that. That's
which
kind
all
of the
tracks
drivers
together,
of it.
which is cool,
Yeah.
you know, and the title makes sense.
Like Adeline and Morning Time and stuff were a little bit separate of how they were written.
Okay, so are you always working with an instrumental in advance? Like you guys do the instrumental first, and then you're like, you know, like, all right, time to figure out what song this is, or are you usually like, all right, I have a song called Adelaide, let's make this?
Yeah, it kind of starts a lot of the time. The songs are very different when it'll kind of start with me having a progression that I like and coming up with vocal melodies, but not necessarily lyrics.
Yeah.
And then it becomes something super different when we all get on it and put like our own ideas into it. But then I can just kind of bring back the melodies of something that I originally thought, change it up a little bit. Yeah. And it makes it easier, but it's not like an instrumental and then, okay, let's do vocals now, but we have no idea what the vocals are going to be at all. There's always a little bit of an idea to start with.
That's interesting, man, because it's like, you know, each song by song is always different, I guess. But I just think it's cool. Like sometimes you hear like a title, it's like, oh man, he had to have had that. And I don't know.
I don't think I've ever written like lyrics first.
Interesting. Okay.
And then put a song around it.
Yeah. So do you guys find that hard to arrange without it though? You know what I mean? It's like, how do I know where chorus is, kind of shit? Or are you just like,
we just say it.
Yeah. Like,
we'll figure it out.
It also like helps like with kind of extending sections. Like when we get into like writing songs, there's a lot of things that like happen in the song originally that is just like not really like canon to what you should do like in a song. Like there's a lot of weird repeats and there's like different moments, and because we don't have like really a structure, it's like it kind of has some like experimental bits to it, but like not on purpose. It's more just like us not really knowing what we're doing, you know. It kind of
well, that kind of goes back to like you're talking about, like trying to catch it kind of deal, you know, like instead of just like replicate the performance of it, which is cool and kind of makes it like, I don't know, you guys will never play like that again. Like you kind of captured a moment in time.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of uncertainty in it.
Yeah,
that's really
cool,
all
right?
it is. Yeah,
that's hard for you though, man. Isn't it?
I know. Yeah, I'm like, but no, it's definitely a thing of like I put my trust in like the four of us to like. You know, to deliver something that I know will be great. And then we go out there and we play shows and it's like unbelievable. Yeah. You know, and it's like, yes.
What's fun to be believable about it? You mean just like the people like it, that it works?
I mean, I don't know. It's just different. It's just the energy. Like, you know, everybody else that I play with, I have the freedom to be myself. And it's like, that is really cool. But like with Hall Pass specifically, it's like younger dudes and Sam. And like, you know, like, the energy behind all of us, it's like, you know, it's different. Like I go on tour with all these bands and then like I'm also doing my first ever out of state run with another band, and so it's like I feel like I'm back in the beginning stages.
Yeah, it's almost like back to the pure hunger again, right? You know,
humbling,
not like, like you're not playing in the Hotel Fiction tours, you know what I mean, or like whatever, like I don't know, Pink Stones, like stuff like that. Like you're just doing those, right? Yeah. Obviously, still amazing. I'm not trying to.
Oh no,
say, you know, you know what I mean though. Like this, you were like in this thing. Like you guys are. You guys have a great look. Like you guys look alike. You all similar height. You know what I mean? Like you guys are all like similar age. Like
we're all short kings.
And having Sam in the band is
it's great.
Big on like also the like I guess the image, but it's just nice to like have another perspective on life, and it's not just a bunch of like dudes being like, oh, you know, like somebody to be like, okay guys, like let's
think
be
about
real.
This.
Yeah, it's like a family band.
And she's awesome. That's great. I haven't seen you guys play with her yet, but
good, dude.
I'm sure it's amazing because she's so good. You know, that's great. Interesting. So was there ever any talk, though? I guess at some point Wim has to lead the band because of solo stuff. I don't know what the deals are. That you guys could tell me or whatever. It doesn't matter much. But
that's exactly how it was.
Right? He just had solo shit, right?
That's, again, like starting at the beginning and talking about how do we put money into this. Yeah. Wim has his priorities in another place. And so a lot of like me trying to manage. Yeah, it was always something that was going to happen at some point. If Hall Pass was going to keep being a thing.
Gotcha.
Then it was like.
And you guys didn't really know, right? Because it was like at the start, it was like, oh, we're just, you know, fucking put some song out. You guys didn't know that it was going to be like, we're going to go.
We did.
You know, like, first single's going to have 500K streams in like a year or whatever.
Yeah, we kind of phased in, like Wim told us way in advance, so we kind of finished up some shows.
Gotcha.
And then he went the separate way doing his stuff, and then we all just kind of agreed, like, we are getting Sam Smith.
Yeah. So was there ever any combo where it was like, all right, one of us could play bass, we could be a 3-piece, or no? It was like, we don't fucking do that?
We've been dabbling with the idea of a 5-piece with synth, but even then it's like we're always 4 pieces.
Yeah.
We can't go less.
Yeah.
5 is fun to do, but 4 is like where we feel
tightest.
like this is
one more
us.
cut, man. One more cut at the end of the night if you do 5. Hate to say it.
Gotta save that money.
Yeah, it's tough when you're out there, you know? I mean, it's like I see some of these 7-piece bands, I'm like, dude, I don't know how y'all are gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's like that's brutal. But I think that I love 4-piece, 3-piece, 5. I mean, that's just fun to watch. It's cool. And you guys are all tight. And how's it like guitar-wise? Because you guys are both playing guitar. I'm assuming you do more lead. I haven't seen you guys a bunch, so I don't really know.
We'd be screwed without him.
Okay. You're just purely rhythmic? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I would like to consider myself someone with good rhythm who's okay at the guitar. And Daniel makes it sound really, really good.
Okay. How you do that, Daniel? Would you agree with that? Or is he not giving himself enough credit over there?
I don't think he's giving himself enough credit. Because Josh has some of the most different like guitar I've ever really heard.
Yeah.
He's really like pushed me to kind of experiment because I'm a very like by the book guitar player. I've kind of always been like trying to follow, you know, the theory or whatever, but you know, hearing him just play like something completely random that I would have never thought of, I'm just like
something completely wrong is what he's trying to say in a nice way.
So, but either way, it's been a lot of fun. So I've been, you know, pushed to be better in a way and you know, try to be better at lead. Because
so when you say be better at lead, are you like? I'm trying to think of how I want to ask this. I'm getting deep on the musical thing here because I haven't seen you guys much yet. I haven't been able to catch a bunch of shows. Are you like trying like is he like holding down the? Are you trying to just layer upon and expand upon what he does, which is the main song, or are you like you're the main song and whatever he does is a bonus?
He's the main song, and I'm trying to add upon it. You know, also trying to come up with like like record player. Going back to that song, had a lot of freedom. Had a lot of ideas for what I want to do guitar-wise, being like the main idea. So it is a little different between each song, but I'd say like adding to his parts, but also just trying to complement it as well. So it's kind of a a dual thing of coming up with stuff, but also complement it, but also like harmonize it and have its own melody. Trying to serve the song. Really
and you're limited because you're singing as well, right? I mean, it's hard to do both.
Yeah,
in a certain way.
I kind of always go back and think of who we are, where I had like a guitar progression, went into it with an idea, and then some of the weird stuff on that like second verse, I kind of did, but then Daniel brings in a riff like we go get lunch or something, come back and Daniel's tearing up this intro lick, and it's like, okay, let's redo this part and kind of go in the direction of what Daniel put on, whereas he was just trying to complement something, as you'd say. Yeah. Then we change it because it's just like, okay, this is a way cooler idea. Sometimes we'll leave it, sometimes we'll change it, but
interesting.
I mean, he adds on, but then sometimes we'll just run in the direction and be like, forget the first thing, this is even cooler.
I've pretty much always been the only guitar player in my band, so I've always tried to do rhythm and lead at the same time, but now I'm like, okay, let me just
get some room to move.
Yeah.
You don't have to play the entire time, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have to play chords and this other part. But yeah.
Well, how do you like that? Because being in a 3-piece is fun and it's interesting. It's a thing. I mean, you've done it some, right? You've been playing some. I enjoy it when you can, but it's like at the same time more pressure. So you like this better or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, right? Definitely. I get to experiment more, and it's a lot more fun.
Get to get that blue sky going.
Yeah, exactly. You get to have a pedal board now, so that's cool.
Interesting. Okay, cool, man. And you guys I see the videos, dude. They look super high energy, which I love. Obviously, super into that. It's kind of my thing. I fucking love that. You know what I mean? Like
We're
that's
high energy.
I love that.
We always want to be the most fun band that people saw.
Yeah. And you look like you're having a great time up there. Every video I see, you're just like, he's like.
I mean, I go to class all day, and then I'm always just waiting. Yeah. Or like I'm working, I'm always waiting for us to get to do something. It is time to let loose.
Yeah, okay. And the shows are you guys, is that kind of something you keep throughout the whole set, or are there more moments where it's like, I don't know, something like Maine that's maybe a little,
we pretty much keep it through
keep it going? Keep it just hyped? Yeah. Love that, man. That's been going pretty well for you?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, what's been the favorite show so far for everybody? I know you got some good ones to pick between. You got a Hotel Fiction open, a Flip Turn open, sold out, right? Yeah. And a fucking Quarters of Change open. I mean, that's a great... And Trash Panda. I love Trash Panda. Yeah. Trash Panda is sick.
We'll be back with them. Well, we can't announce that yet. We'll be back with them very soon.
Somewhere. Cool, very man. Soon. Great band. Nice guys.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Favorite opening set? Or favorite set even?
You want to go down the line?
Yeah, sure. Start down there.
I think mine is still, honestly, the Georgia Theater Rooftop.
Okay.
When we
sold it out, right?
that show. Yeah, and we
awesome.
sold out. It was right after Maine came out. Yeah. There were people there that already knew the song, and they were singing it. Yeah. It was just a crazy vibe up there.
Yeah, so. And when the roof has that many people in, it's fun. Like, that's fun. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Sergey.
I mean, yeah, the roof was really great. The first show we ever played was like a special place in my heart. But like the most recent theater show that we did, I guess would
have been Flip Turn.
Flip Turn, right? Like we went and did a photo shoot at Kempt. They like let us put on some clothes and like took some really like awesome photos.
Yeah.
And just the energy of that day. Like I was walking around Athens with Devin from Flip Turn, and like we got lunch and came back, and like there was already a line outside, and then like I showed up to load in at like 6, and like downtown is just packed. Like it felt like a game day almost. And I like the pressure was on, and like sitting in the green room like with them was so awesome, and like we just went out there and like played as hard as we could.
Fuck yeah, dude, that's great.
Like,
was it night 1 or night 2?
Night.
Who opened the first night?
Richie Mitch
and the Coal Miners. They were direct support that whole tour.
Oh, okay.
And then through happenstance, they opened up they like added a second night to Athens, and because of my connection with Atlas, we just like reached out and we're like, hey, like give us this spot, please.
We would love
and
that.
And they were like, we would love nothing more
Let's
than
go,
to,
man. That's so awesome.
That,
They've been super nice. I talked to their management a couple times about getting them on here because not the last time they did the theater, but the time before. I don't think you guys wrote. Somebody else was playing with. Maybe it was Fiction. It would have been Fiction.
February 24th.
That's right. Yeah, because I was like, hey, like I've had Fiction on a bunch, like they're friends and all. Like, if you guys want to do the podcast, like, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, it'd be so. And then they had to cancel. They got busy or something. I was like, fuck, man, missed opportunity because they're having a huge year. It's crazy. There's kind of this whole thing happening. I was trying to explain earlier. It's like the Backstreet Lovers, Flip Turn, Quarter Change. I don't know if they all line in there together, but it was like we started playing, and then we would go down to Gainesville, and like the opening band would play a Backstreet Lovers song, and the second band would play a Quarter Change song, and then also a Flip Turn song. I'm like, dude, this thing is happening. I don't even know what the name of the genre is. I guess it's just indie. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Right? That really seems to be happening right now. And you guys kind of like fit into that as a younger band. That's great, right?
Yeah, some kind of alt rock.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Thing. I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what to call it. You know what I mean? I feel like indie's like a lame, like a cheating answer. You know what I mean? It's like,
rock
yeah,
is
just
it's just
rock.
rocking. Like, that's all. That's our influence. Like, all of us are, classic rock people, and like the new stuff. Like, we'll send a song that's just like smashing the whole way through, and it's like, oh, let's cover that.
That's
cool.
us. Yeah.
Because like there's no. We get slow and down, quiet sometimes, but that's just to like lift the
to come
big
back
moments.
and do another thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you ever get to answer your favorite show?
No, I was thinking about that.
Sorry. I was rambling.
No, we went off a tangent. It was great.
The opener, or not the opener, I was going to say our opening show. That one that Daniel said on the theater rooftop, our first show. That was just kind of like surreal, selling out our first show.
Second.
Crazy.
Well, that was our first, like, we booked this. This is our first headliner.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys do like a backyard or something?
That was going to be my other answer. It was my brother's house.
Really?
We did a show in his backyard.
Yeah.
And that was so
a lot of fun,
dude.
Yeah.
It was
We
so much fun.
Did another one at the Pete House
Pete
as well
House,
with
Shout
out Pete
Fiction
House.
and
How
AD
was that?
Blanco. It was awesome.
That was awesome.
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shows are so fun.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you're not going being like, how many people are going to show up? Or it's just like, we're here to rock and play music. And
I saw some videos of the fire. They were throwing the fire things. What was that about?
The UJ juggling team.
What?
I
brought
didn't
them
even know.
out.
Yeah.
Brought them out. They were juggling the fire sticks.
During the set or just like in between?
No, that's how they pass time between changeovers.
Dude, that's smart, honestly.
Brilliant.
They
They
know
had
how
a
to
guy on a
throw a party.
unicycle doing them too. The juggling team. Shout out UJ juggling team.
Interesting. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. So how many shows do you guys think you played so far? Like 20? 15?
Not even.
Not even?
Yeah.
No.
Shows. I mean, we've done a couple like frat gigs, sorority gigs.
Some
But
good ones it looked like. I saw
probably-
like one at
I don't even know
Paloma.
about 15.
Yeah, Paloma was cool.
Yeah,
that
I saw that.
might
That was a
actually
good
be
show.
one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I saw some videos and I was like, oh man, that's deep.
Yeah.
That was
We
cool,
all had
man.
hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I love hockey.
Yeah.
It's great.
All the shows have just been, we haven't played many, so they all kind of feel like highlights in their own way. I mean, there's something
interesting.
different about each of them that was just like, it makes it special, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you guys are like kind of primed up to like succeed with them a lot. Like most bands take the methodology of, let's play a lot, like really fast and like we'll worry about music later. You guys have the music now and the demand for it, to where people can enjoy it more than like, oh, this isn't your 15th Atlanta play. It's like, they're headlining Atlanta again, it's like, yeah, it's a bigger venue, but it's like you guys still like untapped, the whole surface of it, which is great. Big plans for fall? You guys gonna try to tour some in the fall?
We got that show in Raleigh, August 24th.
That would be huge, by the way, because By George is a big band up there.
Yeah,
They're great.
we're excited
nice.
about that.
How did that pan out? You guys hit them up, or they hit you up?
They DM'd us and asked about doing something that ended up not working out, I think, and then something led to another, and they got a headline spot and asked us to co-headline with them. So we're doing a co-headliner.
Yeah.
With them and a band called Bell Tower Blues.
I played with Bell Tower Blues.
Yeah.
Nice cats.
Yeah.
Dude. Really, actually.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Look at that one right there.
There you go.
Really good
Nice.
dude. They love their Hendrix. They're tough, though. They can play. They're good.
I saw they just put out their first song.
Yeah.
Which was a live recording.
Yeah,
from
which
a
is
bar.
cool,
It sounds
right?
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually haven't listened. I owe him a listen. I told him I was going to listen to it. I feel bad. But Bell Tower Blues, I'm going to fucking listen.
That's as far out as we'd booked, though.
Okay.
Up to August. He's gone a lot in the fall.
Yeah.
I'm gone September, October.
So we'll maybe probably not be around much in the fall, and then look in the spring to maybe try and do an Athens headliner at some point.
Yeah. Is it tough for you, Gid? Because when you come back from like the hotel figure, or whatever band it is that you're out with, and when I come back, I don't want to do anything for like fucking 10 days. Yeah. So this is what I've been not doing. This is me staying home, not doing anything right now. Like, is it tough to all right, if I'm gonna come back, I've got another band that I owe it to. We need to go fucking play somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, kind of. It is tough in terms of it's exhausting physically. You don't sleep the best on tour, and you're kind of putting your body through the ringer a little bit if you're not being very proactive in how you treat yourself. But when I come back and I see my whole calendar is just full, part of it is I got to go do something. But then I get there and I have the time of my life, and it's I don't know what to do with myself when I have too much time in Athens. I love my job, but I don't like working.
Yeah. Well said.
I have a wonderful team of people that I enjoy being with every day, but I'd much rather just be playing music. Jerry Garcia would famously go out with the Dead and come back and then just go right back out with the JGB or anybody else that he could, because he just had to play.
Yeah,
and it's
I
don't want to end up like him, but I feel that, I feel like I have to play, or else, especially now.
Interesting.
That's kind of just the main thing keeping me alive. Kind of. It's just playing.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's all in. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you guys have played so few shows that I bet everyone is a little they really, I mean, I'm sure they could be bad, but it's each time you guys get to play, it's yes, we're just getting to play, right? Is that what it feels like?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a new crowd pretty much almost
right.
every time, no matter where. So
interesting, dude. I think you guys, once you guys get going, hitting that Virginia, DC, New York City, that kind of shit, that'd be tough, man. You guys would crush that, man. It's gonna be so cool when you guys get to that. In the meantime, though, all right, what is the plans? You guys have pretty much covered. Well, actually, I want to talk about more of the songs. I skipped a couple songs I want to talk about. Let's see. I wrote them all down, and what I wanted to note. Have we talked about Adelaide a much? Not really, right? Adeline. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, we have not.
Tell me about it. How did this one come to be? Because this is kind of up there as well. This is another one to think about. It's maybe seminal, top couple of tunes for you guys that people know, right?
That's the one that's hit the best. That's kind of stuck with people. That was the first single of the new stuff. That was the first single we put out. It has that very feel-good main vibe, so it kind of matched up with how we did our releases last time, but that one started... I was playing around in weird open G tuning.
Okay, yeah. Keith Richards,
which is
right?
what record player is also in that.
Open G? Both of them are open G?
Yeah.
I play in standard or drop D.
Okay.
Playing drop D.
And you play in open G?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Never would have guessed that, by the way.
So I came up with that little lick. Yeah. And it sounds so familiar. I don't know if it's something a long time ago I heard in the past, but it just sounds like a familiar. It's really simple. You just walk up 4 frets. But
love it.
That song was kind of that whole progression of what the chorus is, that really jammy type of feel. And then at some point we were hanging out at his house working on the song and came up with what the verse was.
Okay.
And I don't know. It just kind of came together like that. In the studio we wrote a lot of the lyrics again just because it was really hard for me to try and sing with the guitar I'm playing there.
Yeah.
So I could not find a melody until I was able to just sing over the song without having to play guitar.
Yeah. You don't ever do that in live, do you? You never play without playing guitar, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, interesting.
But that song kind of came together like that. It was going to be the first release, and Was that the song that we were trying so hard to figure out the solo, and then we just left for a little, and you're like, quick, let's do the solo while they're not here?
Probably, yeah.
And we got
that
back
sounds
and
right.
we're like,
yeah.
thank God he did it
so
without us.
sick.
Here.
What do you mean?
yeah.
You just needed the piece of it, or what?
I think it was something that we were trying to add like pedal effects.
That might have been
to
the one
it.
that Josh was just sitting there on the ground, just like
It's way
messing
too
with
much.
Changing
We were just
pedals
trying
and
way too
stuff,
many
and-
ideas, too much
Yeah.
going on at once.
I was like trying
and
to think of like 3 different things at the same time while like
he ended
coming up with the
coming
solo.
with
but
solo.
Yeah.
Actually,
we
you're gonna
very,
love this. I wrote
Boston.
really liked guitar solo.
very, like
you.
very
Thank
Boston
you.
vibes on
Yeah,
the
right.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
tone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting, and it's like, and it kind of a cool spot, and then it builds upon itself in a weird way, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So why did you want to do it alone though? You just wanted the piece of it, or you were thinking too hard?
I think it was something that, like I said, I'm not like huge on pedals and stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm always like trying to figure out, the best way to approach it from just a purely guitar point. But I think I wanted sort of a very vocal-esque guitar solo, so not something that's very like easily singable.
Yeah.
But starts out that way and then is very dynamic.
Interesting.
It's also like spacey a little bit, but
Yeah.
because there's a lot of cool parts going on with the drums and Josh's guitar at the same time. So
Yeah.
it was,
It's interesting how you guys kind of build them. Like, a lot of the arrangements are really interesting. Like, I kind of like free balling it, right? You know what I mean? It's like, all right, this isn't verse, chorus, bridge, outro. It's like they were like first chorus, solo, rebuild on the solo, tom fill stops, and then ride. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. You guys think about that. Is that purposeful, or that's pretty free flowing, like you said?
It's random.
Yeah.
The gig. It's Gid on the
know.
drums doing something
Yeah.
that's like never heard somebody play drums
Yeah.
like that. Let's do
There was
something
one
weird
song.
here.
I wish I'd have wrote it down. But there's one where you do like the quickest little tom fill when you guys get cut. I meant to ask you about it. Fuck. There's one where it gets like real quiet and you do like this like really quick little tom thing through. I wish I could remember. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. But
It might be Who We Are. Like, I mean,
might be.
the verses for Who We Are is like this really cool groove that
Yeah.
I just kind of came up with at the studio, and then the second verse groove, it goes to this weird like quick cymbal choke kind of thing, but I don't know. I once again just like all of my playing and influence comes from like Flip Turn and like a lot. Like I've just ripped off all
Great
of their
drummer,
feel.
right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also that comes from Darren King of like Mute Math. Like it's like a deep. I don't know. Just like I love Dave Grohl. I love like the hardest hitting guys. Like that are just like the drums are meant to be like destroyed, and it's like I'm not a jazz player, and like I don't want to be.
You're
I
not
just want to,
soft sticking around.
yeah, and it's like the drums are like my therapy.
Yeah,
like, that's
get to take it out
because I don't go to therapy, so I play the drums.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, is it?
No, not at all. I've sunk so much money into it. I mean, it's
cheap,
it's
funner.
gear,
Yeah, that's interesting though, because I feel I've been playing drums in Gabby's band, and I always tell everybody it's like drums are like when I'm playing guitar, I can like be not having fun if it's not a fun part. But like if I'm fucking playing drums, like I'm probably having fun.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's just it's just a rhythm or whatever. It's like what I mean by that?
Yeah.
It's like something about just hitting on the tubs is like
I
it could be like. And I'm like, yes, we are
Yeah,
in this
dude.
bitch. You know what I mean? It's like we are doing this.
Yeah, I lock in and
You know what I'm saying?
like every so often if the groove is just feeling good, you close your eyes
Yeah,
and just
it's the
like
best.
I am one with this like
Yes,
movement.
and
just, like,
it's easier to close your eyes and tap out. I think. Well, that's not fair to say, but Josh. When you're playing and you're singing, you kind of have to engage. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough.
What do you mean, like with people?
Kind of, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of are a lot more aware if people are liking it.
Yeah,
or at least
well,
I am.
I'm the kind of person that is usually head down, going crazy because I just feel the energy with them. Him hitting the drums. Sam is crazy. She's got her hair flying up and down.
moving
So
around.
I'm
Crazy.
always usually turned around or looking down at the ground. Or if I'm singing, then it's back room. Just
Pick
look at the
something
sound.
out. Yeah,
look
like
at the
the-
sound guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of the people.
yeah.
I'll find like one light in the back of the room and stare
Yeah.
at it till my eye hurts. I'm
Yeah.
like, but you get what I mean, right? It's like, it's interesting. Like, I guess you're more, I don't know. What do you think about that? As a guitarist, are you like staring at your hands, or you tapped into the crowd, like, oh, they love that one, or?
I mean,
It's kind of a weird question, but
it's kind of both, really.
Yeah.
It just depends. I mean, there's some parts that I kind of hate myself for like coming up with, because I have to like look at my hands or like focus on what I'm doing. There's like this one arpeggio thing that gets me every time.
You're too good, man.
We got some funny pics of Dan in the focus.
That's
hardcore focus.
That's how it
on.
goes. I like have to focus, because if I look up, I'm screwed and it's bad.
You guys ever have photographers at the show and like they'll always post them on their page too? I swear they'd be posting like the fucking worst.
I had one and I was like, no.
It'd be the ones where I'd say like complete fucking idiot. You're just locked.
Right,
It's like, bro, you
like my
picked that
eyes
one?
are like white.
Yeah,
weird.
he's
Really
like
weird.
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
That is like
That man's working.
Promise I'm sober.
That's funny though, man. I gotta come see you guys soon, man. When was the next Athens one again? Are you guys doing Athens?
Yeah.
Where are you guys playing Athens?
We're headlining the theater.
Dude,
it's,
that's
Gabby,
right.
Us,
That's right.
And then Wim.
What time are you guys at?
11 o'clock.
Oh, beautiful. I'll be there.
Come hang.
That's good. No,
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
playing.
Nice.
I'm playing with Gabby, dude.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
so we're playing right before you.
That's right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot you guys, and that's a great bill. I'm excited about this, dude.
It's our first Athfest. So
And it always
last year
sells out.
we didn't get in.
Dude,
So
yeah, it's kind of like a
this year-
tight. Troy, I talked to Troy about it a lot this year, and Drew's not doing it anymore because he just didn't have time or
Busy
whatever.
man.
But Troy was saying that they got like 600 applicants this year, and there was 120 spots, and I was like, "Fuck, I bet picking is tough." You know? But
I know
anyways,
people who didn't get it and that are
pretty
really
bummed.
pretty bummed about it,
Yeah.
angry about it. It's like happens every year, man.
Yeah, it's
like,
tough.
Just keep like. At some point they'll pick you, I think. If you keep doing it, like
Keep working.
if you are a band in Athens, like
Yes.
it's very obtainable.
Yeah, and it's tough because it always feels personal. Like when you don't get it, it's like, man, what the fuck? Like, we're
Yeah,
working
last
on
year I was
this.
bummed out.
Right?
Dang, we're from Athens.
I know.
But I
Yeah.
don't realize on the other hand that it's like 600 applicants.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know who I would pick. We weren't even really a band.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense. But
You've earned it now. Well, you guys got a damn good slot for your
we're
first
excited.
appearance.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be I'm really excited.
Any
I
big
think it'll
plans for
be a
that
big.
set? You guys been cooking on that any yet? It's
We're playing with
2
Wim,
weeks
so
out?
we're with Wim Thursday. We're kind of working out our set right now,
Okay.
and pretty similar slot
Yeah.
time wise. So
45,
it'll
something like that.
probably be pretty similar
Okay.
to that. But
Playing the whole EP, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get the whole
Probably
discography
both.
in
Dude,
there
that's
and
nice.
probably one
Hopefully-
cover.
Yeah.
Hopefully even have something new. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like we haven't really been. It feels like for the past couple years we've always had something like that we've been working on.
Yeah.
We just haven't been playing a lot together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will be the first time that everything's been out, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
we just like a lot of the shows, like how we said, Oh Honey's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had something that we were looking forward in the future of like, this is becoming a song. Let's
Yeah.
try it at the show.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know. We wrote all those songs, put them out, and I guess tried to find shows and got kind of burnt out with writing a little bit.
Yeah.
and
That
now,
happens.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
just
we'll be
taking,
writing some in the fall.
Yeah, taking
and-
our break.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
Or you can't
Yeah.
just work all. I mean, you just can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just
Yeah.
get old.
The
you know?
demand is like, if we keep releasing music, keep being steadfast about that. It's like, if we don't play a show but a couple of times a year, those shows are gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Right.
wherever they
Interesting.
are. Like
We want to let the songs breathe. We're really,
Simmer.
really proud of these
Yeah.
songs.
You should
so
be.
we wanna
Absolutely.
we could
let
drop
them
it
breathe
all
a little longer.
We could end today and be like,
Yeah.
the band's done and we did a damn good job at
Really
it.
did.
Like,
I mean,
you know,
great run here, and it's like it's cool that you guys are playing all 10 of them because I mean, most bands. I mean, I would say most bands they have at least like one or two. Who's like, oh, we don't really do that one live. You know, it's
Color
like that.
screens is we haven't done a lot lately,
Okay.
but that's me that has
Just singing
that
thing or
doesn't
something?
really want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
interesting. That's
but-
cool though. I mean, yeah, as far as first 10 songs goes, you guys are doing great, and I think that a huge part of it was. Y'all have a little bit of band experience and getting good producer and like writing good songs like off the bat, like not missing with your first couple is huge.
I'm
It's
just
hard
glad
to do.
we didn't put out any of the songs that I was writing before I met them.
What were they like?
Not good. Not good.
Well, what changed? I mean, what's
I don't
different
know, there's
about?
a couple.
They're cool.
We have some deep cut demos
Not those. Those
Oh,
are cool.
okay,
we got some
yeah.
old demos, just me and Gid.
that we
You're
could
talking
definitely
pre-demo.
Yeah.
Pre-demo. This is
Okay.
like the stuff that I wrote, voice memos.
Yeah.
When I late high school,
Yeah.
freshman year of college, and man, they stink. They stink bad. The lyrics, I mean,
You should hear my songs.
I can't. I don't ever want anyone to hear some of those songs. They're so bad. But they're not like that terrible. It's just very different style. It was
Yeah.
a lot of singer-songwriter, just acoustic songs, vocals and acoustic with a lot of math rock influence, drop
Okay.
D, listening
Yeah.
to a lot of Tommy's music and then doing it very poorly on my own because he's crushing. A lot of his music was in drop D that I was into when he started with Well Kept.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just a completely different style of music that we do based on what I thought I was ever gonna do.
Yeah, as far as joining the band on everybody's end, when you guys joined, and like I know you've said a bunch, so you guys didn't have a huge vision or anything, but like, is this kind of where you guys thought you'd be at genre wise, like individually, or was it like when you started, it was like, oh, we're gonna be all rock band, or we're gonna be this, or like just coming into it, like joining the band, we're like, oh, dude, I'm joining this really sick band that's doing these kind of songs, or is that where we're all at, or are we at a different spot now?
I had absolutely no idea.
Really?
Yeah, I'm more of like I come from like a blues rock type of influence, like especially back in high school. And then when I joined this, it was like a completely different thing that I've never like written guitar for or worked with. So it was just brand new, but it's been great. So
yeah, good shit. How about you, Good?
It made sense, kind of. I mean, like I like we started the band, you know, in my house, and like we were saying, those deep cut demos of some pretty ripping, and he would come to my house and be like, dude, like I want to write a song that like they would be playing like for WrestleMania or something. And then we wrote like a WrestleMania like anthem, and it was awesome. And like, you know, it's like it definitely got a little more mature and like took a direction, but at least from my perspective of having been playing, you know, with Josh for a minute, like it makes sense, because we really were just like, we got to play hard, got to play loud, got to play fast, and like give it all. And that's exactly what has happened. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Great breakdown of that, by the way. How about you?
I think the biggest thing for me has been the vocal change.
Okay.
A lot of the music that I was into in high school was very similar to Tommy's style of vocals, kind of that rasp, but still sounds like pretty, not screamy though. Yeah, I guess just kind of like raspy,
more yelly, I guess. Yeah, when it needs to be. And
then I was never like, I didn't really know who Flip Turn was until I went and saw them play with Fiction. Okay. He played with Fiction last February that you were talking about. Yeah. And that was the first time that I'd really heard a different style of vocals, and I was like, oh wow, that sounds really unique. And so I started listening to a lot of the music in that genre, and you know, you're just driving in your car singing along to music, and then I don't know, I guess the direction of the instrumentals sounds like what I would really have wanted us to be doing, and I think now we've really started to find our own unique sound in the new EP. But the biggest thing for me was definitely going from thinking I was going to sing emo style to really challenging myself to be someone that's really particular about, I really want to hit this note. Whereas before I'd never thought about singing in
more of a vibe
pitch or like
making
it match up with how the song actually is. I just wanted to sing loud and
and emotional.
Yeah.
Interesting. Has it been? You say you guys are kind of coming into your own more, as like a band, and like from first EP to second EP, obviously big change here. You know, it's like getting to where you're going. Is there any plans to like develop that further? You guys starting to think about songs more in like in advance, like pre-production kind of stuff? Like, oh, we're specifically going for the Flip Turn thing, or referencing songs that are along the line that you're going for.
Or we do a lot of referencing, but I think this EP was a lot of very tone-wise referencing. But the ideas of the vibe of the song was like us. What do we want to do with the song? But if we were telling, like if we were with Kayla and we were like, we want, I don't know if that needs to be plugged in.
Oh, that's fine. No worries. Thank you though.
We would tell Kayla like, we want this kind of guitar tone, or like, how can we find this with John was working there and helping co-engineer. And so we would reference for like, how do we want this to sound like this part of the guitar from this Flip Turn song, or the drums, or we want this to sound like a Boston type of solo. But at the end of the day, it was very much us finding our own sound in how everything is, I guess, just as music. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like we feel like we found our sound in a way.
Interesting. So you guys have any plans of like, now that you kind of have the sound, like this is the best way to do it, is like get a couple EPs out and put out some good songs and stuff? Is there any plans of like, maybe longer project, or, I mean, I guess you said you don't have any new songs yet, so maybe not, but like, would that be like...
We're going to write.
My goal, or like, I just selfishly would love to see like a record on vinyl or something, like a full,
that's not selfish. That's great.
10 or 11 songs or something like that. And if that takes a year and a half, 2 years, like, okay, fine. Like, I think that is kind of the next thing, is like maybe just kind of writing and sitting on songs, but like genuinely there is no plan.
No plan, yeah.
Yeah, we're just like, I mean, because I mean, like, we're all moving after.
Are you still in Athens, Cat?
I am until the end of July.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and I'm going back home to my parents' house in Stone Mountain in August, and he lives in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so maybe we'll be able to get some, cool, like, little Atlanta hangs or jams or something like that. But, like,
get the Google Drive going and get some ideas.
Yeah, I think we're all continuously writing and all coming up with ideas, but, like, I don't know. Nobody's too pressed right now.
Like it's like the base of like, oh, we're gonna put songs out, we're gonna work on them. Like even if it's not full time, is like really sustainable. You know what I mean? Like because you don't have to like wear yourself out. Like everybody's got their own thing going on. Everybody's working on that shit. But it's like when you get to do it, it's like a privilege. It's like, oh, we're working on the hall pass shit this month, or you know what I mean? It's like we're doing our things. Like
we used to have time to do it when we were all here, and now too, like. I think we probably want Sam to bring in some ideas too. Like Daniel did all the bass on the new EP.
Oh, really?
And so it'd be cool to get a new perspective again, see like where that takes us, bringing her in and what kind of stuff she wants in the music. So
yeah, that's great.
I don't know. I don't think like we found what we want, but we don't ever want to be like this song feels the same. Like we always want to do something and be excited about it in the studio and be like, oh, this is cool. We haven't done something like this. Let's make it. It sounds like that, but let's make it better.
Yeah.
Or something.
What's your guys' favorite song to play live individually? You guys have a favorite, or at the moment at least? I know it can change.
Mine's a cover. I mean, we cover "Pacifier" by Catfish and the Bottlemen.
Dude, that's one of my favorite bands ever. You guys going to see them in Atlanta?
August or October, right? At the
October 19th.
I gotta get a ticket.
Dude, get ticket. I have a friend who knows the sales, and there's like 100 left.
Okay.
So go get you one.
I'll be getting one.
Go get you one.
I'll be getting one today.
That is an amazing song.
Yeah.
Pacifier is an incredible song.
Yeah, we were at practice a couple of months ago or something, and like, I don't know. I don't think that we had played in a minute, and so like we established we were gonna cover that song, and like started it off and we started playing it, and like in my brain I didn't register that was the cover that we were playing, and for about 10 seconds I was like, we wrote this song. Oh my god, dude, like this is the greatest song
That's
ever.
the most excited I've seen him about a cover that I brought to the table. There's a lot of covers I brought that I can tell that it's just like we're not enjoying it, and that one,
dude, it's
so
fun.
fun. I was happy.
Yeah, and I mean it's just like the most smashing song.
What a
on
great
the
drum song, dude, right? I love that drummer.
The
groove, the verse, like with the toms, and right now we're like about to start playing Seven by Catfish as well.
Dude,
so it's
we're
like
gonna give it a try in Atlanta.
Yeah,
dude, hell
but the covers that we've been playing, and like we do a great come together kind of like cover
Classic.
Whatever. But I think Who We Are is probably my favorite.
Okay,
of ours to
fuck
play.
yeah, that's my favorite to listen to. Good to hear. How about you?
I think also my favorite original to play is Who We Are, because it's our opener. You know, it's that transition from coming out there to a bunch of random people and then like warming up and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. And then probably the cover would be I really like playing Nickel by Flip Turn when we do play it, but it's a lot of fun. High energy.
Cool. Didn't you guys release a cover of a Flip Turn song, or was it
We
like
did August?
August? Oh, hell yeah, that's
we put
awesome.
a YouTube video out.
So sick. How did that go? Pretty well, it seemed, right?
Yeah.
Like people like that? That's
I don't
cool.
really check our YouTube ever, but we just that
Presumed it
YouTube.
was
We have
good.
no subscribers, but
YouTube's
YouTube's
hard.
hard because we can go back in 20 years and our videos there in 4K on YouTube.
Shout out Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton's a good cat. He's good if he did it. That's great.
Yeah.
Are you saying your favorite song to play?
Let's see. Because Adeline and Record Player are both in that open G, they always go together in the set.
Yeah, back to
and that's
back.
probably my favorite two that we do.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends. Those are very wild. Adeline's fun. Record Player is really emotional to play, like very wild.
Yeah.
But I also like playing Roma. We've come up with a new way of playing Roma.
Oh yeah.
That we were rehearsing for those out of state shows, and I don't know. I loved playing Roma, but it was kind of the same way of like I didn't really like color screens. He didn't really like playing Roma, which I get. It wasn't a banging song.
Yeah. It's a little
And
slower.
we've kind of made it a little.
What's
We
that
shortened
sound?
it, made it rockier, and it's.
Isn't there a sound in the intro of that one that's like a hissing? Is it like there's like a noise?
He does some weird percussion stuff.
I thought it was a snare, the bottom of a snare being shaked or something. Yeah, there's
like the delay?
there's something in there.
I think Tommy may have delayed up.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a bunch of effects on it, and that part was kind of recorded by itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I had like brushes on the toms or something, and like a bunch of rattles on my cymbals, and so there's a lot of like noise.
Yeah, it was cool
and weird. Yeah,
before it like kicks into the actual thing. Yeah, going, right?
But now we do it to where like we don't even do that intro. It's just like 1, 2, 3, like just straight into it. So
interesting. Okay, yeah, I meant to ask you about that because I thought it was like somebody shaking like the fucking whatever you call the bottom of a snare, like the little screen or whatever.
It could be a multitude of things.
It could be anything. Yeah. It's Tommy.
That was a fun day in the studio.
Making that song was cool.
Yeah,
How
I
did
liked
it go?
making that one.
Yeah,
that was the only song I did where I was doing like acoustics with some vocals at the same time. I think maybe it was a really rough scratch vocal, but I was like locked in the room with the door shut, and it was really cold in there and lonely. But
it's scary.
It was just fun. I don't know, Wim was playing with the slide, and it seemed experimental, and Tommy, he was blowing a harmonica into the humbucker or into the pickup of a guitar to get that into the delay, and Tommy's on the ground playing with 1,000 knobs, and
it was like the Beatles,
blowing a harmonica as hard as you can at Wim just standing there like, woo! It was just a fun day. I don't know. That song's it's very like folky rock, and it's a good vibe song. So the day in the studio was just fun, just a warm day, I guess.
If you guys are doing that kind of shit, you guys should hire a videographer and do like record a song, little YouTube video. I've always thought that's something really cool that a lot of small bands don't do. It's like, show us how you made one. It's like like something like that would be so cool, you know? When you're in the moment, you just want to worry about recording and stuff. You don't really want to deal with it. But
that's a great idea.
If you guys are doing that kind of shit, that'd be really cool. Maybe keep that in mind, you know?
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, people are into that. You know, that's why people listen to this shit. They want to hear how songs are made, you know? They have to ask you, you know what I mean? You know, guitar dudes are going to be shitting their pants when they hear Blue Sky, you know what I mean? It's like, it would be cool, you know? It's so cool. Anyways, all right, let's get into closing notes. Probably been about hour 15. Oh, nice. Okay, good deal. All right, let's get into closing notes. Where do you guys kind of want the band to be in the next year? We talked a bunch about it in passing, but like individually, I'd love to hear an answer on like where you would like the band to be in the next couple years, like just work-wise, or maybe let's just say the next year. Like, what would you guys like to get done in the next year individually? Any goals or anything that the people should expect that are listening?
Theater headline someday.
Yeah, dude, you guys could do that now. I think
we want to do it.
You guys could totally do that.
Yeah.
They would be into that. They need more acts that could pull like you guys. You know what I mean? You guys, Recess Party, and like By George would be sick.
Yeah.
Something like that would be cool. You know, Ocho.
Yeah,
Ocho pulls like great. That'd be awesome. All fits genre-wise, would be sick. All right, how about you? Great answer, by the way.
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of like I'm sitting on a lot of my own songs that I've been writing for like a minute.
Like lyrically or
no, just like instrument lyrically absolutely nothing. It's like also kind of the same thing. Like I just have a lot of riffs and I have a lot of chords that I like playing, and I think like I would think it'd be cool for like one of my songs to get like recorded, and everybody's open to that. I've sat down on the guitar and showed them that, and like I don't think in the moment it was a vibe but I'm pretty sure like I helped inspire like the weird tuning or something because like my Telly,
he had his Telly in some whack tuning at his house,
and I think that's
he
the
showed
open
me the
G.
chords. Those were that's the one song where the chords were. He brought the chords to the table.
Okay,
and then kind of handed it over to us. As like he said, it was like I want to write something with this. And he had a very different... He could still write the song he was doing, and it become a very unique, cool rock song that we do. But we took those chords and made it into something very different.
I gave it up, but it would be cool for me to like have a song written and come and be like, hey, this is a song that's done. We should play it.
Yeah, that'd be a cool
like,
change for you. I'm sure you could do that.
Yeah, I could do it tomorrow.
Right
yeah, exactly. I just got to come up with a good enough song that I'd want to...
Love that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be a cool change.
That's just for me. But other than
it would challenge everybody else because like it's nothing like backing you into a wall more than like somebody hand you a full instrumental and being like, "Fuck, I gotta live up to this instrumental." You know, lyrically or guitar. It's like when somebody's got something that's really good, and you got to live up to it. That just makes it even better usually, or completely destroys you mentally. Either one.
Yeah.
But how about you down there? No, that's great. I'm excited about that. That's so cool.
Yeah. This may not be in a year, but probably playing an out of country show.
Ooh, dude, I'm super interested in this.
Yeah,
too.
it'd be crazy. I mean, I've seen, comments, whether it's TikTok, maybe YouTube sometimes, of people like, oh, like Love from Scotland. I'm just like,
What?
you know, where does this come from? But it would be crazy
Dude,
just to
Flip
go.
Turn's gonna be the people that take us there. If that happens in the next 2 years, like they're gonna be the ones to bring us.
They would do
there.
it?
Yeah, I think so.
And I saw they had just announced a Europe tour. It's selling really well. It looks like. I was like,
it's
golly,
gnarly,
man. And you know The Thing? Have you ever heard of The Thing? They're on Atlas.
Yeah.
They just announced a UK tour, and there's like little agencies over there that can book you a whole little run. You know, like a 2-week thing.
Pinkstones
Catfish
are.
and Bottomans from England, right?
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
Oh,
no, you're good.
You're
No,
good.
I'll
Pinkstones
talk about them all day.
played. Yeah,
They've been in England.
Yeah, they did Europe.
How was it?
Last year? I didn't go with them, but they said it was incredible.
Because it's got to be just be a cool experience. Like every show could have 0 people in it, and you still have a good time.
Yeah,
in my
and
opinion, I would.
Americana's big over there too. Like the whole
Interesting.
country scene right now. Like,
So they probably did well.
yeah, I think so.
Interesting. You guys would cry. That'd be. I mean, surely there's some rock clubs over there that just need like bands, and like from America, they'd probably be stoked about that. You know, jump in the pond, man. That'd be so cool,
Yeah,
dude.
it'd be worth it.
I guarantee there's an agency that you can hit up, and they would like book you like a week or whatever, because it's profitable for them. I'm sure. I want to do that too, dude. That'd be fun so bad. I did ask David Barber one time. I was like, dude, like, I really want to tour Europe. Like, I think I could book it. He's like, I bet you could, but you're gonna lose your ass on money. And I was like, yeah, dude, you're so right. Like, you're actually onto something there. Yeah. He's like, it'd be so fucking hard to make money doing that now. I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. But one day, be cool. All right, sweet guys. Well, thank y'all for coming on, man. This has been a great episode. I really appreciate y'all, dude. I'm excited to get this out of the world. We talked about this a bunch. I appreciate you staying on me, dude.
Yeah.
I've been fucking promising you this
Long
forever.
time coming.
I
We've
know,
been
long
waiting,
time.
man.
I know, dude. It's been on me.
I thought we were never gonna get there.
I promised. I literally, the first time I promised you, it was like, I like said we were gonna do one, and then I stopped doing the show. I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like the last one that I was gonna do. But anyways, glad to be back. Glad we could do it now. And thanks everybody for listening. I'm trying to think of anything else for you guys. Who's your guys' favorite band in Athens right now, individually? Good question.
That's not mine.
That's not yours. You can't be involved. I know that knocks out like 85% of them.
No.
I gotta go Recess Party.
Nice, love it.
Yeah,
Thought their album was great.
Yeah, every time I see them, it's like a brand new show.
Yeah.
They're just all great people.
And they're so nice, dude.
Oh,
great
yeah,
singer,
yeah.
great guitar player.
Yeah.
Sam's great.
Absolutely.
Great band, great drummer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great
band.
music. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun playing with them at the theater. They were cool.
I'm still thinking.
I'd probably say Recess Party or Rowan's band Good Host.
I've never listened
I
to Good
haven't, I
Host.
haven't seen a show,
They
but
played at
their
Flickr
music
last
is
night,
crazy. And
Interesting.
Rowan
I had
plays
just
bass
met
with
him
them.
for the first time when we played The Roof, and he was so nice.
Yeah, he's
Cool
awesome.
cat,
He's
yeah.
done some synth with us
Really?
for some shows, and I think he's gonna be playing bass for us when we play with Trash Panda next.
Okay, cool.
Sam is out of town.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know.
I hear he's a great bass player, so that's cool.
He is a great bass player. He does
deal.
bass with Good Host, and
I'll have to listen to Good Host. I have never heard
Check him
or
out.
listened to him. Okay,
Very cool.
sweet.
but
All right, good. Bought you a little time here.
Dude,
What you got?
I
You
don't
can
know.
give me top two.
Yeah,
You
I
can give me
mean,
two if you can think of two.
I think I don't know, man. Because, like, obviously, like, I think that Recess, I don't want to say Recess Party because
Yeah.
they already said it,
Yeah.
but that would probably be just, like, the first answer.
Knee jerk answer.
Yeah, because, I mean,
Yeah.
they're just incredible.
You guys should do more
Yeah.
bills with them. You guys pair up well.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
do one. I don't in Atlanta in July, and
Yeah.
the hold got messed up, I guess, again with a band called Outer Edge.
Outer. I've heard. No, I played
Yeah.
with them. They're from Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, we were trying to work something out, and the
Yeah.
venue ended up getting messed up.
Oh damn. What Eastern?
No,
Proof?
I think we were gonna do Smiths,
Okay. Interesting.
but I think now we'll try and. We're not like just saying goodbye to that show. I think we're gonna try and look
Yeah.
later in the fall and see if we can make it work again.
Yeah, I played with them in Jacksonville. They're nice too.
Yeah.
They're good music.
Yeah.
They're tight. I think Atlanta's interesting too. I've been trying to find a new spot. I know you've done 529 a couple times, haven't you? I've got. Cause we just did Masquerade. Really fun. I don't know if we'll be doing it that. It's just like out of the way. It's like the location's not
Terrible load in.
great. Right? Yeah, it's tough load in. Like the new room's cool though. I don't know if you guys have seen Alter. New room's really
Yeah,
cool.
I-
Enjoyed it, but I kind of want to do Aisle 5. Haven't you guys done Aisle 5?
Oh, it's
I
awesome.
just
Yeah.
played there with Dinner Time.
How was that?
A couple nights ago. It was really great. They have cool people. I forget the guy's name, the sound guy that's like always there. But then they have this lighting guy named Zeppelin.
Dude, Zeppelin is the man.
Zeppelin
He's-
is
What a name.
He's
He is
a
the
legend,
man.
dude.
What a name, dude.
He's the
Legendary.
best.
If we ever get to have like shows where we get to bring a light team,
Yeah.
it would be unfathomable the stuff that Stewie and Zeppelin would do as a team.
Yeah, dude.
It
Yeah.
would be crazy. Zeppelin's the man though. If you go to aisle 5,
Yeah.
I'm planning on it because I've done Smiths a lot. Love Smiths, but you don't want to do Smiths forever. You know the curtain's the best thing about. I
Yeah.
love the curtain.
Yeah.
Love the curtain. You guys will have fun. But like I hear Everybody asks about Al 5s. They're just exactly like you're saying, like, oh yeah, do Al 5.
It's
Like
awesome.
Al 5's good. The walk-up's
It's a
good.
tiny green room.
Yeah.
Like behind the stage. It's pretty cramped. But I mean, Dinner Time and Roar did like a 2-band bill there.
Okay.
And like almost sold it out. So
Hell yeah. Is it 300 cap? Close?
yeah, something around there.
Do you like it better than 529? Or same category?
Honestly, I don't know. I think they're in the same category. For me, I don't like 5 points that much. So
and
aisle
529 is 5 points?
No, aisle 5 is, well, maybe. I don't actually know.
No,
I'm
aisle
pretty
5 is in it's in 5 points, little 5 points with right next to Variety Playhouse.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And 529 is EAV.
That's okay.
And
that's right.
I like the spot better.
Yeah.
But the people at aisle 5 are I think, nicer.
More suitable.
I just know them better.
Fits the
so.
brand
Have you
better.
been to 529, Dan?
I have not.
We never played
See,
there or Smith's.
I had somebody tell me that 529 had a better walk-up and like built-in crowd. And I was like, well, I kind of struggle to believe that because I will say I either see like some band I've never heard of selling it out, or it's like somebody's playing like 5 people. That's the videos I see at 529. Maybe I'm wrong. How's your experience been there? It's been good?
I don't know. I've been lucky enough to play on good bills there.
Yeah. That helps. That always helps.
Yeah, but I have played some kind of bummer shows as well. I don't think that people walk up to shows anymore. Like, I don't think that anybody's walking past a place and has that little going on that night to just be like, oh, cool band at here. Like, let me pay $15. Like,
it doesn't happen as much as it used to. Because even Smith's, we've noticed. I've done Smith's a bunch. Are you guys doing upstairs? Mm-hmm. Okay. They used to, like, you would play. We've done a couple New Year's Eve things there, and like the first 2 years we did it, it was like bar. Like the walk up was huge because it's got the little college bar next side.
Yeah.
And like people would just come up, And then the past 2 ones we did, like we would play and like we had decent crowds, great, good sales and everything. But then you go to the other bar and it's empty. I was like, dude, did people like stop coming to this bar? Is it like because parking's so bad and like load-in sucks? I don't know. Like it was interesting though. I'm trying to find a new Atlanta spot. I don't know. I'm interested.
Could
I
be
hear
the
Eastern
time of
Rooftop's
year,
cool
too.
though. Yeah, it's true. You guys done rooftop? You were going to and it changed.
Yeah, Bob Marley. Or no, Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. He took
Tell
a
them
wish
that
it was
story.
Bob
We
Marley.
said that before the
Bob
pod.
Dylan. He needed some practice space, so he's. I don't know. If I was the Eastern, I would have accepted the paycheck as well.
Yeah.
But
we got kicked off of our bill at the Eastern Rooftop because Bob Dylan spent an exorbitant amount of money to rehearse there, and so we got moved to Smith's.
Interesting.
But
no, we don't have to worry about weather now, though.
What's
Yeah.
the date for Smiths? We
yeah.
should plug
Same,
that. So
same
people-
one. It's this Thursday night.
It's Thursday.
yeah.
The 13th.
Okay.
But
I don't know when this will
what's
be
the
out.
next show?
It won't
Fest
in
is
time.
June 21st, Friday night.
That's right. I hope it'll be out by then. I've got a couple episodes. I've got
Raleigh,
Harvey
August
Street,
24th. That's all we got. So,
August 24th. That'll be
quick
big.
plugs right there.
Yeah, and then what? You guys have a website and all that shit yet, or any of that good stuff?
Linktree with our. It'll
All the
have all the
music.
dates on it with tickets, all the music, and
Got a bunch of merch stuff
page.
too.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
click on there to go to a merch page.
So sick, dude. Okay, sweet. And where did the little? This is my last question. I'll let you guys go. Where did the little smiley face come from? What was the? What was the input on that?
as a text.
That came from us talking about band names.
Okay.
And we went through a really long list of terrible ones.
Yeah.
Some that were kind of cool.
Yeah.
We could have been Spillway. We could have been
Spillway was-
Parkway
yeah,
Drive or something.
Harbins.
Harbins. Yeah, there were all these names, but at some point we thought of Hall Pass, and like no one had a anything against it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the common factor among all of us. And I sent a text and I was like, yeah, I guess it's just gonna be Hall Pass, and like sent that emoji.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about like branding, and something just came up like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like, what
Yeah.
if we just had it, and like, what if he was holding up Hall Pass, and like,
Yeah. Okay.
and I don't know, it's just a
Now it's part of the branding. It's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it makes
absolutely.
it different. It's cool.
Yeah, dude.
And is what was the motive on making it lowercase? Because this is kind of like an indie thing to do,
It was
right?
just
Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
thought looked
It's
cool.
just-
A lot of
yeah,
bands
yeah,
were
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
So
Flip Turn's
indie.
doing it. The
Flip Turn's
Moss.
lowercase,
The
yeah,
Moss had
yeah.
it. Well, they changed theirs to capital now, which I wonder if that's like a big statement to like change it.
Interesting.
But
We gotta change it.
there
It's
was
like
a lot of
Prince.
the indie bands that were doing it, and I don't know. We just thought it looked
Yeah.
more
That's
pleasing
cool.
It looked more pleasing.
It's
anything
kind of-
that turns your head a little bit.
Yeah,
helps, I
it's
think,
kind
you
of
know?
in the theme. Like the reason why I like the shrug is because it's like this really cool theme of our band where it's just like it's whatever, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like same with Hall Pass. It's like we're not trying to come out with all caps. We're not trying to come out with
Too serious.
Like it's just like it is what it is,
Yeah.
and like if people dig it, that's great. If not, who cares? Like who cares? We don't know. Like
Yeah, I love
it's,
that.
It's like a whole kind of overarching theme where it's just like whatever, man. You know, you
That's
can make it
better branding than you know. Like better branding than you guys planned on right there, because it gives you a thing that makes you distinct, and it's like I don't know, it's just saying something. There's a lot of bands with doing the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like that makes you distinct.
We knew that we wanted to just be a simple word though, or something that was like none of
AC/DC. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We went through a lot of bad names.
Yeah.
Some cool ones too, but
whatever.
I think you guys ended up on a good one.
It just stuck. I mean,
I can't
four of us,
believe
we were coming up with the band name for the show, and then for that show at the 40 Watt in November.
Yeah.
And then it stuck. We liked the name.
We could have changed it.
Yeah. We thought it was a cool name, so we kept it and ran with it. I mean, we didn't really care that much.
It's kind of juvenile. Like, I mean, like, you know, I don't hear that name and I'm like, that's the coolest band name in the world. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm like, dude, it's whatever, man.
I can't believe that Flip Turn has changed theirs to Capital now. This is kind of interesting to me.
Did.
Okay, there's a Flip Turn.
They changed it.
I wonder what's up with that.
I was like, why'd you guys do that?
They're moving up a tier, I guess.
They're just growing up.
Yeah,
they evolved.
Label pressure's getting crazy.
Sign that contract.
I still can't believe you guys play Pacifier, dude. That's like all-time song.
The only reason why
I'm
I'm still down to play it, but it's so tough to sing. Screaming, because a lot of our, like I said, I've tried to challenge myself vocally and sing in a way where it's, when we get to Pacifier, it's tough for me
chorus
to
is brutal.
Huge,
babe,
yeah,
and scream that and get like growly with it, and then have to go back to singing like pretty in falsetto. It's like my voice is
wrecked.
In Charleston, my voice was shot. Being on the road for the first time, like we did 2 nights of it, and
he could have handled it.
I literally, we did 2 nights in a row. I got a little sick that week, granted.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh my gosh, I cannot sing at all. Like, Sam did not know she was going to sing. We had her sing Maine and Charleston.
Yeah.
She didn't know she was going to sing until the day of, and I was like, I cannot sing. Do you want to sing this? And she was like, of course.
Dude,
she crushed it. Cool.
Yeah,
She crushed it.
Really
And that song's tough to.
It really is.
It's tough to sing that and then go back to something.
Some falsetto. I believe it. Well, damn, I hope you get to see y'all play it soon, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let's give them a wave for the thumbnail. Give them a little shrug too. Let's give them a shrug. Hell yeah, fellas. Appreciate y'all listening. Hope you subscribe to the podcast. We've got podcast merch. It's the only income the show has, so go get you some, support the show. We're back. We're doing episodes. We're fucking back in it. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it. Go listen to Hall Pass on Spotify. Lowercase.
No space.
No space.
Instagram,
No space also important.
At Band Hall Pass. All our socials are at Band Hall Pass.
Love it. All right, y'all be good. One more wave. So we got the thumb. Bye.
Sweet.
Good deal, fellas.
Yeah.